back to my channel. So today I'm going to be teaching you all how I apply my eyeshadow basically, and this is for all you people out there who are beginners and who don't know how to apply eyeshadow or are not really aware of how exactly the color that is going to suit your eyes and stuff like that. So I'm going to be telling you all in detail from the start how to apply eyeshadow perfectly. So let's start with the different palettes that you get in the market. Now if you're a beginner, I would suggest that you all start with a nude shade palette like this one right here from Maybelline. Only thing with this is that I feel like some of the colors in them are very hard to blend. So I usually don't reach out for this palette that much, but when I want to go for a very neutral looking eye and very subtle look, I usually use this palette. So yeah, this comes around 8.99 rupees I suppose, and this is a very good palette to start with. Like, you get quite a lot of shades, like there are 10 shades right here, no 12 shades right here, and you know, or you can use all these shades for different purposes. You can use this for contouring, you can use this for filling in your eyebrows. So as a starter, I feel that this palette is gonna be very good for you people. Other than that, I have different other options, and I feel like this brand, Makeup Revolution that is, makes awesome eyeshadows. So I would totally recommend you people to go and buy, and they are not even that expensive. So I have this Makeup Revolution Redemption palette in Iconic 3. And this is also like a neutral palette, but more on the rose gold and pink side. That was more on the brown side. And here you get quite a lot of, like, you get a rose gold shade, you get a pink shimmery shade, and then you get little purpley dark tones and grey tones right here. So you can play around with this palette quite a lot. You can create a very simple eyeshadow look, or you can go full on glam with this palette right here. I absolutely love this one. So if you do get your hands on this one, please go and buy this. Another palette that I have recently bought, and I absolutely love this palette. You all must have seen me using this in my recent haul, and this is the Makeup Revolution Unicorns Unite palette. Now this is a very colorful palette, and there are quite a few neutrals as well in it. It has quite a lot of colorful and neutral shades. Like here, there are the neutral shades. This is one of the bronzy shades right here, and there are quite an emerald green and purples and stuff like that. So I totally love this palette, and it is so very pigmented and so very easy to blend. So, and I think I bought this for around 1,000 rupees. It was again on and off. So I'm just going to stop blabbing, and we are going to move on to our first step, where I'm going to be showing you all how I start applying my eyeshadow. The very first step is to first prime your eyes. Now you can use the primers that you get in the market, but I usually don't go and spend on primers. I prefer using a concealer and setting them, so it acts like a primer. And I have been using this technique since a very long time, and my eyeshadow just does not budge. It just works as good as a primer. So today I am first going to start by priming my eyes, and for that I'm first taking my Maybelline concealer in the shade Sand. So I'm just dotting it. Now what a primer is basically going to do is, first it's going to remove any discoloration in your eye, and second of all, it's going to let your eyeshadow sit on your eyes for quite a lot of time. So once you applied your concealer, you want to set it with the powder so that your concealer does not budge and your eyeshadow does not budge. And I'm just going to take my setting powder, and with a brush I'm going to set my concealer in place. So this is the most important step. You do not want to miss out this step at all, because this is gonna make your eyeshadow application very easy. So once we've done that, we're gonna move on to our eyeshadows. Now today I am gonna be using this Unicorns Unite palette, and I'm gonna be going for a very neutral look so that you people come to know exactly how to start with the basics. So first I am gonna start with the transition shade. Now before starting, you all should know that this is your area where you apply your transition shade. This is where you apply your basic eyelid shade, like shimmery shades and stuff like that, and this is your crease area where you get this cut right here. So I'm going to start with the transition shade, and for that I'm going to be using this color right here. It's a very warm brown color, and I normally like applying my transition shade with a fluffy brush. So now I have two options for you right here. One is this fluffy brush, and this is from Pro-arte, and this is in the number 230. Now this is a very good blending brush. So you can see how fluffy this is, and it is quite huge. So what it basically does is just gonna swipe your eyeshadow right into your above your crease very easily, and it gives you a very smooth and blended out effect. And the second brush that I have is this brush right here. Now this I got in a set of brushes, and I absolutely love this one because this just fits into my above my crease, and it makes my application so easy. Since it is a little flat and fluffy, it gives me the perfect application and literally like a crisp line right here to apply my eyeshadow. So I'm going to be showing you all exactly how I do that. So we're going to start with the transition shade, and I'm going to be using this brush right here and taking that transition shade that I showed you earlier, literally tapping out the excess product. You do not want your excess product to fall on under your eyes. Now I'm just going to catch my brush a little further. I'm not going to be like literally holding this here because this is gonna make your eyeshadow application very hard. So you want to make sure that you're holding your brush far away and then placing it right in your transition area and swiping it in windshield wiper motions. And you can see I'm using a very light hand at the start because you do not want a lot of product to settle on your transition shade. You want it very light and well blended. So this is exactly the technique that I use. Windshield wiper motions, very light on hand, and keep doing it until you're very happy with the intensity of the eyeshadow that you want. So you want to make sure that you do not go beyond your eyebrow line. So you follow this line right here and just place your brush there and do your windshield wiper motions. You do not want to go further than that because then it's gonna look very sloppy. Now the next step that I am gonna do is deepen up my crease a little bit so that it looks much more contoured and your eyes pop out a little bit. It just gives you a very sharp look to your eye. That is the reason I like shaping my crease a little bit, and I use various different brushes for that. You want to go for a very thin brush when you are applying your crease shade. These are the three brushes that I use to apply my crease eyeshadow. Now this is a very a fluffy thin brush. So what this basically does, it just adjusts in my crease and it helps to blend it out right there. Now this is a very dense and a very hard brush. Not very hard, but it's pretty hard. So what basically it does, it just lets the eyeshadow sit in your crease. So once you've placed your eyeshadow in your crease, you can blend it out with these brushes. And there is another option that I have. This is the Pro-arte 217. This is the number, and I use this brush also quite a lot because this just makes my blending so easy. It just sits so well on my crease and it makes my eyeshadow application absolutely heaven. So today for our crease area, I am going to be using this taupey purple color. Now this has a little bit of purple undertones, but I love eyeshadows which have purpley undertones because I feel like it complements Indian skin tones so well. So I'm gonna just dip my brush literally very lightly in this eyeshadow and tap out the excess, and I am gonna be placing it in my crease directly. I am not placing it here down, I'm placing it a little above so that the color does not transfer on my eyelid. So I'm just placing it right here, and again I'm holding my brush quite far away so that you do not place too much product on your eyelids. And again I'm using very slow windshield wiper motions. You want to be very slow with your eyeshadow when you're starting, and very less amount of product should be there on your brush so that you don't end up having too much eyeshadow on your eyelids. So again I'm using windshield wiper motions and keep blending it till you're happy and it looks very well blended. So you do not want to get your crease shade inside here because then it is gonna make your eyes look a little closed. So I am just keeping the eyeshadow till 3/4 of my till here and keep keep blending it. Once you're happy with the intensity of the eyeshadow, I am gonna go back to my transition shade brush and literally just blend everything out. I haven't picked up any excess product. I'm just taking the same brush and blending it out. So take your time with blending. This is just gonna give you a very seamless transition. So I am happy with how it looks right now. And now we are gonna move on to a crease shade. And for the crease, I am gonna be using a very neutral color. So for that, I am gonna be using this shade right here. This is a very pinky, champagne pink color, you can say. So I am gonna be using a flat brush. Now this brush is very easy to find. You can also use the spoolie that comes with these eyeshadow palettes. But today I am gonna be using our flat brushes. Now to apply your crease shade, I normally go for such brushes which look like this, these flat brushes. You get these brushes anywhere. This is from Vega. I have a few of them. I think one is of Maybelline, this brush right here, and I am just gonna be picking up this color right here and applying this eyeshadow directly on my crease. Now I'll show you where exactly your crease ends. So now, can you see that I have this hollow right here? So you want to make sure that you apply your eyeshadow till this region. So again, I am just tapping the product on my eyelids. You do not want to drag your brush. You just want to tap the product. So this is going to give you much more of a color payoff than dragging your brush. And then taking my fluffy brush and blending it out. So now if you feel like you have a little excess eyeshadow right here, what you want to do is either take a clean cloth or a clean wet wipe, take your finger and just wipe out the excess product. So it's just gonna clean up your edges, and if you feel like the eyeshadow that has fallen here is dark enough, you take a concealer and you take a very flat brush and clean it out. Like a flat brush like so, and just clean out the edges so that your eyeshadow looks much more crisp. That is one of the techniques that I have learned, and your eyeshadow application is basically done. And I am going to be finishing off my eyes by applying eyeliner because I feel like my eyes look way better with the eyeliner. So once you've applied your eyeshadow, you want to finish off your eyes by applying mascara. And the mascara that I'm going to be using is of course the Maybelline's Falsies mascara. Now after you apply your eyeshadow, make sure that you apply mascara, because that just, you know, if you skip eyeliner, no problem, but mascara is a very important step because it just makes your entire look to come together. So once you've applied your mascara, your look is not yet over. You want to make sure that you have a little bit of depth under your eyes as well, because now what that is going to do, it's again going to make your eyes look much more in shape than, you know, looking like it is naked down there. But I am going to be darkening up my outer corners so that, you know, you get that very defined looking eyes. So for that, again, I'm going to be using the crease shape that we used earlier. And when you're applying your eyeshadow under your eyes, you want to make sure that you're using a very thin brush, like a pencil brush like so. Or you can even use a flat shader brush or an angled flat shader brush, which is very thin. Again, it is gonna make your eyeshadow application very easy. We are gonna take this angled brush right here and take this taupey shade that we applied in the crease and apply it on our outer corners. And I'm applying this eyeshadow very close to my lower lash line. You see, it just instantly gives you that very carved out eyes. Once you've applied your lower lash line mascara, now the only thing left is highlighting your inner corners and your brow bone area. This is a very crucial step. Most of the people forget it, but let me tell you, this makes your look so brighter and your eyes so wide awake. So for that, I'm using this shade right here, this champagne color. I'm just gonna take my ring finger and just literally dab the product in your inner corner. Take more product. Just dab it. So you want to be very soft so that it looks much more natural. Can you see how highlighted this eye looks than this one. Just makes you look wide away. So whatever product I have left here, I'm just gonna drag it in my brow bone region as well, so that you get a very nice lift to your eyes. So guys, my eyeshadow application is done and I hope you'll learn from it. I forgot to mention earlier that the shades that I have used, you want to make sure when you're applying your transition shade, it is 1 or 2 shades darker than your skin tone, and the crease shade that you use is at least 4 shades darker, so that you get that carved out effect. Let it be a brown shade, let it be a purple shade. You just want to make sure that it is a little darker than your actual eye color. Actual skin color in your eye area. Other than that, if you have any other queries regarding my techniques or brushes that I use or any other products, please don't forget to comment in the comment box below so that I can reply to you all and I can solve your problems. Other than that, if you would like to see any other makeup looks in future or any other kind of tutorials, please let me know in the comment box below so that I can do it for you all. And yeah, that's about it. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and please give a thumbs up to this video if you like it. And that's it I want to say to y'all in this video, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye!